The way of the ninja is lonely, but at least it's better than co-hosts Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Welcome back to this ninja-packed episode of Xplay.
We have come at last to the game you've all been waiting for.
And waiting for. And waiting for. The release was delayed forever, but now it is finally here. Ninja Gaiden.
Or Gaiden, whatever.
Yeah.
The game first came out in 1988, and though it spawned a few sequels, it's never been fully reimagined like this.
In fact, we wanted to make such a good case for it that we looked to our late-night competition, infomercials, that's what they are, for our inspiration.
Here at last is our infotaining review of Ninja Gaiden.
Tired of dull ninja games? Throw those old ninja games away and sharpen up your life with Ninja Gaiden. It slices. It dices. Oh, but that's not all. Have you ever seen a ninja game so quick? Smooth. And precise. You want a story? Your entire village is slaughtered. How's that for motivation? This guy scare us? All right, he scares us, but not these other guys. Have a stubborn job other ninja games can't handle? Ninja Gaiden can tackle it without breaking a sweat. And Ninja Gaiden stays sharp. It even staves off rodent infestation. Here's expert Adam Sessler.
Before I got Ninja Gaiden, I thought all ninja games were the same. Now I know I was wrong.
Sure, you've seen ninjas run on walls before, but have you ever seen a silent killer with a grip like this? Game players everywhere think it's magic.
I think it's magic.
Let me ask you something. What would you expect a ninja game like this to be rated? 1, 2, 3. Even 4 out of 5? For an unlimited time, you'll get Ninja Gaiden at an unheard of score of 5 out of 5. That's right, 5 out of 5. Call now. Operators are standing by.
Sold in stores. Perfect camera sold separately.
Thanks for watching the show.
Visit our website at
But we begin with Ninja.
More specifically, the biggest ninja of 2004, Ryu, the hero of Ninja Gaiden.
Adam, shh. You're pretty when you're quiet.
But we're trying-
Ninja Gaiden has been out for a year, which means we can't wait to spoil the ending for you. And if you haven't finished playing it by now, you never will. So sit back and relax, you lazy SOBs. We're gonna spoil the ending of Ninja Gaiden.
You know,
And what of the sister blade, the Dark Dragon?
It remains in the village under the protection of my father's clan. They will ensure that the sword remains untouched.
No they won't. Not if they're all dead. It's too bad, but sort of inevitable. People just can't seem to resist a powerful weapon. Ryu spends the rest of the game in relentless pursuit of this stolen implement of evil. Finally, he sees it. Ryu fights, and finally, the Dark Dragon Sword is within his grasp. But it's not over yet.
Ryu, I expected nothing less.
Mirai.
The Dark Dragon is mine.
You fight Mirai, who was supposed to be a friend, but apparently he was seduced by darkness.
It's over.
Then you watch the credits, la-di-da-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo, words, scroll. Then something touching happens. Oh.
He died and turned into a birdie and flew to heaven.
Fuck! People who accuse us of showing nothing but soulless, existential, and amoral programming, that uplifting, wholesome segment was for you.
It also had a mostly naked lady in bondage gear and a guy spewing blood.
The important thing is that Ryu is free as a bird now. And that bird, you cannot change. One of the hardest games of all time just got revamped for the PS3, and the graphics are showing just how much the PS3 is capable of. Here's Ninja Gaiden Sigma.
Gonna be a busy night.
Well, if there's one thing you can say for the guys at Team Ninja, is that they know how to recycle. Ninja Gaiden Sigma for the PS3 is the seriously, not kidding, they really meant it this time, totally, absolutely definitive edition of Ninja Gaiden. For now. Maybe. It's a remake/update of the original game for the Xbox. All the stuff that was added in Ninja Gaiden Black is here, along with a few new surprises. Ryu Hayabusa, ninja extraordinaire, is on a quest to recover the Dark Dragon Blade from the evil fiend Doku. Along the way, he'll fight the military, the forces of hell, enemy ninjas, and hippies with nunchucks. God, I'm sick of this cutscene. The gameplay is mostly unchanged. Ninja Gaiden Sigma is still the same ultra kick-ass, super challenging action game you know and love. The game's awesome, you know this, so let's just go over the new stuff. Thanks to the power of the PS3, the game looks a lot better than it ever has before. Some of the sequences that were originally pre-rendered CG have been redone as real-time cutscenes. It was a nice idea, but they're not quite the same quality. Ryu gets a couple of new toys to play with, like these dual swords. Slower than a single sword, but they grind up enemies like a paper shredder of justice. Some levels even have whole new sections to them, so don't relax just because you think you finished a mission. Thankfully, the camera has been improved in some problem areas. Specifically, this previously infuriating fight against a series of mounted samurai. They pulled the viewpoint way back, and it's much easier to keep track of your assailants. But for every step forward, there's a step back elsewhere in the game. Fights against these new motorcycle enemies suffer from the same brain-dead camera problems that the Samurai Horsemen did previously. Also, there's more load time in Sigma than in either Xbox version of the game. What's that about? And the load time can hit at some very awkward points. Hey, no loading when I'm leaping into battle against rogue ninjas. The biggest change in Sigma is the addition of entirely new missions in which you play as Rachel the Fiend Hunter. These levels purport to explain what Rachel was doing while Ryu was off doing the real work. Apparently, she was running around murdering soldiers in the streets. It's nice to finally see Rachel in action outside of a single cutscene. Apparently, Team Ninja has not met an actual woman in the time since they made DOA Extreme 2. Breasts don't move like that, Team Ninja. You're thinking of gelatin. Overall, it may seem hard to justify a full $60 price tag for a third version of Ninja Gaiden. But it's still one of the greatest action games of the last 10 years, and it's never looked better. A 4 out of 5.
It's been some time since you saw a Ninja Gaiden that wasn't a remake, or a remake of a remake, which makes the new Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword all the more exciting. And this time, they're bringing the ninja action directly to your DS. But surprisingly, the detail and animation is bigger and better than the average DS fare. It just goes to show the magic of low standards. Nonetheless, the lush forests and dazzling fireballs are pretty impressive looking, and the 2D comic book style art works well in this format. As for the gameplay, you'd better get used to the touch screen. You need your stylus for running, jumping, attacking, and anything else you can think of. Dodging boulders? Check. Wandering aimlessly? Check. Defying gravity with your ninja acrobatics? Check. Fortunately, the touchscreen control is very intuitive, so you won't have to tap out all your frustrations on that tiny screen. But where's the blood? Well, this Ninja Gaiden is a little more family-friendly than previous games. They turned down the gore a few notches, making it more accessible for a younger audience. And while that's just fine, the complexity of combat has also been toned down. You'll slash furiously, but there's not much strategy involved. It's kind of insulting to ninjas, if you think about it. Overall, it's an enjoyable game with some pleasant surprises. It's just lacking the intensity that would push it over the top to greatness. And if you're gonna be a ninja, wouldn't you rather be great than pretty good? Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword avoids 3 big rocks out of 5. Ninja Gaiden 2 is bigger, faster, and bloodier than its predecessor, but is it better? Does this guy love liberty a little too much? Does Ryu have to take off his entire one-piece leather jumpsuit to pee?
No one knows where a ninja goes. This creepy black spider ninja guy is trying to resurrect the Archfiend, who is basically chaos personified, which is bad. Ryu is out to stop him and his fiend allies with a variety of cutting implements. As you may have noticed, combat is a lot faster and a lot bloodier. Enemies are smarter and will absolutely kill you if you let your guard down or don't pay attention. With the right weapon and some practice, Ninja Gaiden 2 is a dance of blades, limbs, and finishing moves that is close to unrivaled in the action genre. Ryu can now hack limbs off his enemies, which will change their attack patterns and make them more likely to try suicide bombing as a method of locomotion. Luckily, a de-limbed enemy is vulnerable to a flashy obliteration technique, which both eliminates the opponent and makes you feel happy inside. A wide variety of weapons gives Ryu a lot of choice when it comes to how to dispatch his demonic opponents, and using the right one is key to success. The weapons are all well balanced, and they all have unique ways of ending your foe's miserable existence. In a new twist, Ryu's health bar regenerates after all the enemies in an area are killed. But take enough damage and a red bar starts filling up your life meter from the right side, signifying health that cannot be regenerated. This allows each fight to be far more brutal, but also seems to have been a license to add in some pretty cheap shots to bosses' repertoires. Sure, it makes them harder, but it also makes me yell a lot. Sadly, your most deadly foe in Ninja Gaiden 2 is the camera, which actively hates you on a fairly constant basis. Many, and possibly most, of your deaths in this game will come from off-screen, as the camera is simply not interested in showing you what is trying to kill you. And it's hard to find the time to fiddle with the right stick when you can't even get Ryu to stand up.
We have a serious problem.
You'd think by the fourth game they'd have found a way to at least partially solve the problem. The gameplay is great, but for continuing the one tradition we didn't want to see return, Ninja Gaiden 2 only bisects 4 demon ninjas out of 5.
When it was announced that Ninja Gaiden 2 would be a 360 exclusive, PS3 owners called out for blood. And blood they shall have. Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 brings back our favorite ninja with all the hacking and slashing of the 360, as well as a couple of bells and whistles. For those of you not familiar with the storyline, Ryu Hayabusa is a modern-day ninja with all of the Black Spider Ninja clan breathing down his leather-clad neck. After a mysterious woman shows up, you must blah, 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 blah.
I expected more, Ryu Hayabusa.
Honestly, they lost me at giant attacking Statue of Liberty, but that's fine. Areas open up to some rather breathtaking sights. Bosses are big, impressive, and downright punishing. One of the big things we wish they fixed in the 360 version remains untouched in Sigma 2, namely the unwieldy camera. What did they spend a year working on then? Yep, wish they worked on the camera instead. You get a couple of new bosom buddies who each get their own levels for you to romp in, or in some cases, just jiggle. The new mode that you'll really want to get your hands on is the new team mission mode, a la Horde mode. You and a companion will take on an onslaught of demons in one intense round of fighting. While still as enjoyable as its counterpart, the additional content adds little to the overall gameplay and doesn't fix any of our complaints from the 360 version. That's why we're giving Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 a 4 out of 5.
Ninja Gaiden Sigma Plus for the PlayStation Vita is the latest iteration of the Ninja Gaiden game first released in 2004 for the original Xbox. And after 8 years, Ryu Hayabusa still kicks incredible amounts of ass. The combat is a vicious, controlled chaos where skill is king. As dumb as silly ninjas on motorcycles may be, the gameplay is everything action junkies dream about.
I see you have made it this far.
Ninja Gaiden is famous for unforgiving difficulty, but the new hero mode makes it much less intimidating for neophyte ninjas. A quick tap to the touchscreen will pop you into first-person view for aiming arrows, but the screen is so sensitive the slightest brush will throw you into an unwanted view. We eventually turned the option off. All of this adds up to a solid launch title for the Vita, which would be plenty. Then we played the Ninja Trials. Each mission is a 5 to 10 minute self-contained chunk of Ninja Gaiden that is perfect for snack gaming and perfect for a handheld console. Believe it or not, even though this is the 4th re-release of Ninja Gaiden, Sigma Plus is amazingly still worth your time. It feels like a new game, fun to play, but difficult to master. 4 decapitated ninja dogs. Out of 5. Ninja Gaiden 3's story focuses on a curse that causes the murder-filled dragon sword to infect Ryu Hayabusa's arm, slowly killing him from the inside out. This is a clever parallel to the horrible design decisions that infest the game and slowly destroy the fun you expected to have in a new Ninja Gaiden.
You lack a sense of aesthetics, my friend.
The 3rd installment has seen substantial changes that Tecmo would probably term streamlining, but we would term gutting like a fish. Inventory items? Gone. Hidden objects to find? Gone. Upgrading Ryu's weapons and abilities? Gone. All of Ryu's weapons except the basic katana? Gone.
What can he do with just a sword?
The combat system is no longer the fluid, skill-based dance it was in the previous games. Now it's a simplified mash fest, and most combos will end with a clunky cinema kill where the camera pushes in close as you hammer a button. While you're doing one of these cinematic kills, you're invincible, so forget about the planning and smart utilization of attacks that have defined the series. Just wade in like it's a Dynasty Warriors game. Ryu does get a bow early on, but it auto-aims and has infinite arrows. Many of Ryu's other actions are now entirely handled with quick-time sequences. This is not what we want from a Ninja Gaiden game.
It's you they want, Ryu Hayabusa.
On top of the simplistic combat, the story tries to focus on how Ryu is a brutal murderer and may be inhuman because of it.
Please, let me live. I should have never taken this job.
So instead of demons, you're mostly fighting human soldiers throughout the game, all of whom are apparently British, and many of whom lose their nerve surprisingly quickly.
I don't want to die.
Maybe you should have thought of that before you joined the paramilitary terrorist organization, huh? Even the incidental dialogue makes no sense much of the time.
I keep forgetting you're a ninja.
How? Have you seen the guy? The newly added multiplayer mode is dull and forgettable. It also makes us wonder how many of the ruinous combat changes were due to tweaks made necessary by this unnecessary mode. I guess it's not all bad, though. Fans of walking slowly through hallways during radio dialogue will be in heaven.
Watch yourself, Hayabusa.
And to be fair, the boss battles are pretty cool, even if they do rely on quick-time events a bit too much. Overall, though, it's a tremendous letdown. In trying to make a game for everyone, they've made something that will appeal to almost no one. Ninja Gaiden 3 gets a 2.
I'd hoped the mighty Dragon Ninja would have put on more of a show.
Out of 5.